Hey everyone, and thank you for taking the time to watch this interview with the wonderful Donna Burfield, one of our coaches here at Coaching Minds. If you're watching live or you're watching the replay and you have any questions for Donna, please drop them in the comments box below and we'll get back to you. And Donna, I want to say thank you so much for taking your time. I know it's a little bit late over in Dubai, and I just want to say thank you for taking the time here to be here today and to share a little bit about you and your experience with Coaching Minds. So huge thank you, Donna, for being here.
Absolute pleasure. And it's not that late. It's just that I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. So
yeah. So for you, it's quite late, I believe. So no, excellent. So just to kickstart the interview today, would you like to tell everybody a little bit about who Donna Burfield is and what is it that got you into coaching?
Okay, I'm gonna answer this a little bit differently. So who am I? So I would say I am somebody who is passionate about helping and serving others. Somebody who loves to laugh, somebody who loves to be creative, not put in a box, and somebody who needs certainty with variety. So I like to say I'm a walking contradiction. So, which keeps things interesting. So before I became a coach, I was a nanny for 7 years. I actually left home at 17 and went to Israel to work as an au pair. And then I became a nanny, and then I did Montessori and went all the way through to secondary learning support. And after 26 years in education, there comes to a point where the red tape, the hierarchy, government, and so forth gets in the way of actually serving the students. And it was a case of what can I do? I always invested in professional development, any courses I could do, whether it was to do with parenting or children mindset, I jumped at. And then I saw a course for coaching and I thought, why not? So I sat down with my 3 children. I'm a single parent, sat down with my 3 children and said, this is a huge investment. It's also going to take a lot of time. I was working 2 jobs. But, as a family, what do you think? And they said, absolutely, 100% go for it. So I did the coaching certificate, then went on to do ICF and coming to EMCC with you guys. So yeah, that's me.
Excellent. No, and it's nice to see that passion to want to give to the world, to want to serve from an early age, from your au pairing into your teaching, and then that transition's not always easy. A lot of people make that transition, but it's not an easy transition from what you currently do into coaching, and it's so beautiful to hear that you have the support of your family with that. Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing that today, Donna. I'm just going to say hello. We've got Adele tuned in. There's a few other people tuned in, but they've been a little bit shy. But we've got Adele in the comments box here. Adele is saying hello to both of us. Thank you so much for being here, Adele, and taking your time out to watch this interview with Donna. Now, my next question, Donna, is, you've done a previous coaching program. You've gone down the route of ICF. What is it that attracted you to then come to Coaching Minds?
You. Quite frankly. And I'm old enough to be your mother. Am I allowed to say that? Not with all the Philip Schofield things going on. Yeah. No, seriously, it was you. And I'd been following you for a while, not stalking, following, and loved all the work that you were doing. And it was just so happened that the two aligned at the right time. And so I reached out to you and you showed me through your platform. And, I got extremely excited that you had like 19 lessons for the ethics module 2. So that's what attracted me, quite frankly. I'm one of these people that likes, I like to know boundaries. I like to know what you can and cannot do. I'm very big in respecting the client's duty of care. Always have done. It's got me into trouble a few times, at school. And so when I saw that, for me, I was sold. I was just like, yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah, no, and I agree. There was that alignment, and one thing that I felt from working in previous organizations across the industry, one thing I felt was really missing was that spotlight on ethics. It's generally covered in one or two lessons or just briefly talked about, but as you mentioned, it's so important that we as coaches do things the right way. It's not just about helping people, but how do we actually understand our legal obligations? How do we understand to set ourselves up professionally? How do we understand what we can and can't do in areas of the law, but and also in areas of the ethics and the codes that we're adopting in our practice, so we can give the best service, we can give the best standard to those that come to us. And I felt like that was an instant connection that we had, Donna, when we first had the conversations before we even joined. And I see you do a lot of that through your coaching support, coaches supporting coaches that you do in Dubai. So it was really wonderful to connect with you on that level in terms of, we want a professional service. We want to be able to enhance and really build professional coaches, and really, really grateful to have you on board at Coaching Minds to help out with that as well. So
thank you. Yeah, no, and it has to, I think it's got to become part of your everyday language. And I think that's where the frustrations are when you're meeting so many coaches who may have just done an online course for $25, but even some that are accredited and the ethics aren't there. So yeah, I like that it's part of our language.
Excellent. No, thank you, Donna. Before I ask my next question, I'm just going to go to the comments. We've got a few people tuned in. So Marima is saying, excited to learn more about Donna. Always love her energy. And Adele has a question for you. So I haven't read this. I don't know what she's asking.
Oh, no.
See what Adele's come. So she said, did the fact that the course is accredited by the EMCC play a part in your decision to join us?
That's a really good question. Okay, so I'm going to be totally honest. I did look at EMCC with regards to, now I'm based in Dubai. When I finished my coach certification, I felt that was just a foundation. That was more of a personal development rather than for me to go on to be a professional coach. So I was looking for accreditation. And at that point, it was like 3 years ago, EMCC aren't as set up here in the Middle East as the ICF. So I'm thinking long term, if I end up working for a school or for an organization or something, who do they look for? And it was the ICF that came up. So I had to, put my money wisely at that point. And then coming through the EMCC, what I'm loving about it is that it is branching out and I can be a part of that, hopefully. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't say this, but, I may not renew my ICF. I may continue just with the EMCC. For me, it's got to work and what aligns best with me.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, there's lots of SROs out there. When I say SROs, self-regulated organizations, you've got the EMCC, you've got the ICF. The big one is the Association for Coaching. But Donna, you're asking the right questions. What are the schools or the organizations or the people that I want to work with? What are credentials? Or do they recognize and are they going to ask me for? And the EMCC is widespread across Europe. It's quite big in the UK. The EMCC UK does some fantastic work. It's who I work closely with from the EMCC, but they are branching out, so they do have a presence globally as well. Being in Colombia at the moment, I'm surprised to see they've actually got EMCC LATAM, so for Latin America, which is absolutely wonderful. So they are spreading out, they're growing. Maybe the ICF will just grow a little bit quicker and got a little bit more internationally recognized. And I just want to caveat that the EMCC is a global organization, so it's EMCC Global. A lot of people, when they first read it, they're quick to judge. It's European Mentoring and Coaching Council. It must just be Europe. That's not a fact at all. They're a global organization that is recognized, and companies and schools are starting to recognize that. So great question, Adele. Thank you for that. And Donna, thank you so much for sharing that too. So my next question is, so you were attracted to Coaching Minds, you joined us. What is it in your journey, in your time that you've been with us, have you enjoyed the most about our program?
I love I have to say, I watched Emma's interview with you just 30 minutes ago, and she articulated it so well, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'll just say whatever she said. She did a great job.
Copy paste.
Yeah, exactly. How do we do this? But no, I just love the whole program. I love the way the models are set up, modules, not models, modules set up, the self-learning, having gone through the certification and the accreditation. So a lot of the stuff I have done, but there was so much I hadn't done. And even the stuff that I had done, the way that you had set up the program, and also the coaching library, all the tools that are available to support are different. So for me, it wasn't deleting everything I've learned. It was reinforcing everything I've learned, because I'm a different person from 3 years ago when I sat my exams. That's the blessing. I'm now coming as a businesswoman, as somebody who's been coaching for a while, somebody who's got a coaching community. So I'm resonating with it on a completely different level. So that's what I love. Yeah. And you and Adele as well. I mean, you're so welcoming, and everybody else, when we're doing the collaborations and the coaching practices as well. So, it's a community.
Thank you so much for that, Donna, and thank you for getting involved in the community. I know you do a lot of help and support with the coaches, you engage with our coaches, and you do a lot of work with us that's outside of just the day-to-day stuff as well. You've done webinars with us, you interviewed the president of the EMCC UK for International Coaching Week for us as well. So you've done a lot of things outside of just the core program. And just going back to what you shared, I'm really glad that comes to that you've learned a lot more, and then you're expanding on what you've already learned. Because when we're designing the curriculum, we really want to be different. We didn't just want to be able to give you a tool, explain the tool. We really tried to explain it in a way that you can practically use it with clients as a coach, and not just something you can use as yourself. So I hope the coaching tools, and we've got over 100 tools in the library, are there, and they can be used in that way, and it hits the target that we're trying to get to here at Coaching Minds with the standard of the curriculum. So thank you so much for sharing that. And that feeling is mutual. It's really, really wonderful to connect and see what you do with everybody and in the community. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so 2 questions left, Donna. This question, feel free to say no. I'm open. I can take constructive feedback. You can say, Paul, no, do you know what? You need to improve this, you need to improve that. I'm open to it. So my next question is, and I want everybody to answer honestly, when we do these interviews, is would you recommend Coaching Minds to future aspiring coaches? And if so, why?
Okay, well, I have, and I do, and I will continue to. Every article that I write, pretty much, or a lot of articles, I've linked you guys. My posts, I mean, even the 3 coaches, 1 topic, everything that I can do, and in coaches supporting coaches. I mean, you're in the pin posts. So when when I find somebody that I'm aligned with, and it doesn't necessarily have to be because we work well together, I want to share that. So anybody who is looking to do their accreditation, to be involved in a community, you offer so many things outside of just doing the course. I highly recommend 100%. And for those that have done their accreditation, maybe with another body, and they want to go into the EMCC, because it's good to know what the EMCC is doing. It's good to know what the other accreditations are doing, because some of it can be surprising. When you get more involved in the industry, your eyes get opened quite wide, should I say.
No, they do. No, it does open your eyes. And the more you get into coaching, the more you start to study and look at the different SROs and how they're set up. They're all trying to achieve a similar goal in terms of maintaining those standards in the profession, making sure coaches are behaving ethically and making sure they're following a specific code. But the standards, if you really were to research the difference, are different between each of the SROs, and they have different goals, different visions, different things to tie into. And one thing for me with the EMCC was just more attractive. I love the level of quality assurance, the depth in which they took us through in order to get our course, our program accredited. So it took a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I was happy to do that because I wanted to produce something, or we want to produce something here at Coaching Minds, of a high standard that was going to enable our coaches. We have an ethos here that if our coaches aren't succeeding, then we're not succeeding as an organization, because there must be a gap. There must be something we're missing that we're not giving our coaches if they cannot get out there and succeed in their goals. So thank you for sharing that, Donna. And you do a lot of work. You have, like you mentioned, you've referred a lot of people to us, and you've referred people to do events with us as well. So really love the way that you are really, and I think it's a skill that I really admire of you, is the connections. You can spot connections and you can connect people who you feel that are aligned, and you're really wonderful at doing that networking piece for coaches. So something I've definitely experienced from you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last question I have, so we can learn a little bit more about you and where you're going to be taking your coaching practice. But what is the next steps once you've got your accreditation with Coaching Minds and the EMCC? What's the next step for Donna in her coaching journey?
I don't know. And that's a blessing in disguise, I suppose. There's things that I want to do. Definitely taking coaches, supporting coaches internationally. I'd love to collaborate more with Coaching Minds. Same with my private practice. I would like to be doing more. I love working with parents and their mindset, and for them to connect. I think there's a lack of connection with parents, with their partners and with their children at the moment. Not just at the moment, it has been going on for a while. So I would like to see that progress, but I'm enjoying things. I'm really getting into my writing. I've always enjoyed writing. I don't know, I'm open as long as it's serving and helping people, connecting people, and that sense of community. I cannot put emphasis on how important community is. We all need it, kids right up to elderly. It supports our mental health, it helps our physical health, it helps our productivity. So for me, it is about that community and all the wonderful things that go along with it.
Wonderful, Donna. I love that. I love that passion you have, that really want to serve and to help people. It's really beautiful. It's really wonderful. And I'm really excited for coaches, supporting coaches, to go international as well. I think you've done some wonderful work in Dubai, and it's really time for that to expand across the globe. So really excited for that to come forward and to see how I can support you with that as well. So really exciting stuff coming ahead for you, I think. And it's like you mentioned, it's a blessing in disguise. If you don't know where you're going, that's fine. You will find your way. Opportunities present themselves, and things will unfold. So
yeah, exactly. I have what I'm doing. I know it's aligned with my values. As long as it's aligned with my values, and I'm on that track. However, I've got my eyes and ears open for opportunities where I can help and serve. So.
Wonderful. Okay, be quiet in the comments box. If you do have any questions to ask Donna about Donna's practice, about coaches supporting coaches, about Coaching Minds and our accredited program, now's the opportunity for you to drop it in the comments box. Donna, is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience today, or anybody who's watching on the replay?
Well, we've had this discussion before, and I think those coaches that have done certifications, to have an open mind about accreditations. I know there's some resistance going on, but coaching will start to get regulated at some point. Yeah, I mean, it's coming. There's too many, unethical, dangerous examples that have happened recently in the news. So, just check out Coaching Minds. I mean, you've got the hub. There's so much available in there. Your prices are affordable. And you see a difference of the conversations you have with those that are prepared to invest in their profession and uphold the moral, legal, excuse me, and ethical standards for the coaching business, because we are doing, mental wellness of individuals, no matter what niche you're in. So, yeah, check it out.
No, thank you so much, Donna. Thank you so much for the positive, kind words and the feedback. And I just want to, really important point you mentioned there as well. There's a lot of negative stories surfacing in the news, especially across the UK at the minute. And whilst it's really awful, I think it's also necessary for our government, for the world, for people to start to wake up that there's bad practices going on in the world by people who don't know what they're doing as a coach, who haven't invested, who haven't gone through any professionalism, who haven't gone through any course. And it's our job as coaches who have gone through that to inspire others to follow a path and to step up and look at what we can do. One thing I'm really passionate about is what can we do as an organization to support regulation, to step into that, to stop this from happening. And again, that's the alignment we've had from day one, Donna, in terms of that ethics and helping, inspiring people to do the right thing. So thank you so much for the kind words. So there's no questions coming through. So I just want to say, Donna, thank you so much for taking your time out to be here today, for sharing this space. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to where you take coaches supporting coaches and your coaching practice in the future. And I want to wish everybody a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are in the world. And we'll all catch up and speak soon. Thank you so much, Donna. Really wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks.